engineer having his anniversary today, so he wanna go early, so we're gonna get started on time so that he can, get out, move forward. But it is 6 o'clock, and we asked Mrs. Howes to give us
May we all stand, please? Let me pray. This evening, I dear Heavenly Father, my Father, as we pray right now, I just want to say thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for life, health, and strength. Thank you, Lord, for this meeting this afternoon. Father God, I ask you to let it be what you would have to be in the mighty name of Jesus. Lord God, strengthen all those who will weak. Build us all up, Lord God, when we are torn down. Lord God, I pray right now for the city of Mary, for the county of Perry. Lord God, I ask you please strengthen us, able us to move forward, Lord God, in the name of Jesus. Lord God, just let this meeting be what you would have it be. In the precious name of Jesus, I do pray. Amen.
Amen.
District 1,
here.
District 2,
Here.
District 3, here. District 4, here. District 5.
Here. You have before you the set agenda. Have a motion to adopt the agenda. And moved by Commissioner Long. Second by
That's it.
Mrs. Howes. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those that have the same right, the motion carries. We have before you the minutes of the previous 2 meetings. Meeting, a special call meeting that was held it is after May 26 minutes. We have May 26 minutes here, and I don't think we adopted the special call meeting minutes last meeting. Table is the May 12 meeting. Would you have, you all have a copy of the May 12 meeting minutes? Any commissioner that has not read the May 12 minutes? If not, we will have a motion to adopt the May 12 minutes and the May 26 minutes.
Well, there's some corrections on the next one. I don't have them.
In reference to evaluation, those were put into the minute.
We got a copy of it, correct?
I don't see a copy attached to this, to these minutes here.
I'm making a motion, we adopt the May 26th meeting with one correction.
What's your one correction?
We did not vote on paying the claim.
If we did, you voted no.
Well, it don't say that on here, and I don't know if we voted on it.
We voted on paying the claim, but you was the wrong no vote. But we didn't make the notation that Mr. Harrison voted no on the claim. Seeing no other corrections, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, have the same right, motion carries. Sister Kimbrough, happy anniversary to you.
Oh, thank you. My wife knows she's glad to hear that.
Well, when you let me out in there early, so you can go and
I definitely appreciate it. I really don't have much. I have one item dealing with the Zeta salary grant. We did get the capacity and risk assessment evaluation done today. That is one of the last steps dealing with the paperwork before we get to hopefully get to the phase where they allow us to So, our project, the plans are already done, we've already submitted them. They've already been okay on the front end, I don't know if we'll do some adjustments. This has been a little over a year, so I know construction prices have changed since we last did the estimate. But I talked with the association today at a meeting, and they still didn't give a definite date as far as when they would allow the counties to move forward with the construction. But he said, again, everything was in order. We should be hearing something next week from the association, whatever that next phase is. I know on the housing end, there's some work and talks going on, but on the housing end, they're further behind than we are. Because like I said, we already have plans and everything complete, so we just really waiting for construction. So I don't know if anybody else have anything they want to add to that.
What highway is it? What's the street highway?
It's County Road 53 in Newton.
I guess we probably need to, make sure that the prices that, we had last year, I'm sure that now will be, valid this year. So we need to bring on the grid, get those grid adjusted, so if you can send those in, to, that, and talking with, Sonny, most people have already made those amendments, changes, on the cost, and you don't have to approve the cost again, because they didn't give us all the money. The money was going back to Becca to go back up. So the earlier we can get the new figures in, the better. You said we had a deal with asphalt contractors. You said it's how much?
Did you get a total amount, Brad?
They haven't seen anything on it
They didn't send it here.
yet. I haven't gotten it yet.
He hasn't sent me anything, but, from the call this morning, I know we had one large invoice. It's about $120,000 from, April.
Well, we know can pay to go on until we get that, well, we high call, and, we'll transfer that money, get that taken care of, before we, make sure we get, continue to do the work that needs to be done.
Okay.
Once you get the invoice, then just go ahead. We can put the money into, gasoline fund and just pay that out of that. Any other questions of the engineer?
Yes, in District 5, have they started cutting grass over there yet? They still working their way through
Yeah, they cut County Road 12 all the way to Uniontown on one side, and they turn around and come back the other side, so they should be there tomorrow.
it? Okay. So when they cross 80, it'll be in 5, now it's still in 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the arm cut?
It's on County Road 32.
We'll need to do a MOU with the city to, now, we won't do it much longer, we want them to pay just for the man hours, because they're not doing it Friday. Or, America, or has some places he want to get cut out. So when I told him, we're gonna do an MOU, and we'll decide what
Because our man will be using the machine.
be our man, and they'll pay us for our man, or the machine hour, however y'all do it.
My man from the bank will have you
public services where they will, they need to pay for fuel too, can roll over.
It's,
They paid last time,
we didn't send them a bill the last
and
time.
we will sell them this time.
So you want fuel and man out,
That's right.
let's do an MOU, with the city of Marion, charge, man hour, at the regular rate of pay, and, fuel. Chairman will hear a motion to that effect.
I made a motion to go in front of the city.
Been moved by Commissioner Long, is that seven? That's seven?
Second.
Seven by Commissioner Howes. We'll enter the MOU agreement with the city of Marion for armed cutting services.
When you put, on Friday, in your motion.
Let me do the motion, we gonna take it.
This is, his name just to include Friday. Include Friday only.
How many Fridays will you Friday?
Well, he didn't give me a list of roads, we'll get ready to do the MOU.
You follow up on that page, make sure we get that thing, okay?
Yes, sir.
The page is where you do it, okay?
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, have the same right, motion carried. On Thursday, just having to bring it in to, and then check with the cutters, the man, to see, if he's willing to work on Fridays.
Okay.
Do that.
All right, the mayor was supposed to send me a list of roads, he didn't send it.
We need to make sure we, get the machine back on Monday morning. But Friday, when you get through, you need to bring them to the shop. Any other, questions for the engineer? You have anything from here, man?
No, sir, we're still waiting on, some federal, grant closeouts. The grants are a couple of years old, where we had a presidential declaration. The director said today that, Washington still hasn't released those funds. But as soon as they get released to the state, he would,
They released the FEMA one. Have you got your reimbursement back, FEMA?
we've gotten 90% of it.
I knew they had released the FEMA one. Talking with the FEMA has paid their share of it. We do need to, check me, the amount of money that's still being held.
Okay.
Any grant, title,
Okay,
so that they can find that and we can, get that moving. On the, nothing else on the EMA?
I have one question. When you do your grass cutting, are they taking care of the bridges in our districts?
yes, ma'am, they, so normally we would weed eat around all the signs and all the bridge guardrails. And then we would come back and spray them with herbicide, so that should be taken place.
Okay.
Clean up what we need to clean up on the sign and the color. We're not getting into serious with that. Anything else for the, engineer? Thanks, Mr. Engineer, enjoy your 25th anniversary.
All right, thank you.
We had a situation, to run the office, run the audits that we have going, make sure that everything is on the pocket as we named this bucket as the general administrator. And she's done a great job, and at this time, the chairman will entertain a motion to ratify the appointment of Mrs. Valerie Lockett as the interim administrator.
I have a question for the chair. You said with the prior year administrator, what you said was his ruling was?
That she requested to leave, and we granted the leave. That was without anyone running the office. Mrs. Lockett is the only certified individual who has a certification from the AACA program of administrators who are certified. She has 16 years of experience, and she was able to step right in with a little assistance and keep things going. We didn't have any major hiccups. So at this time,
Oh, I'm not finished. I have no problem with Ms. Lockett, but we need to be clear that the prior administrator was terminated. She was not granted leave. And
Well, we got
you
that on that.
cannot grant leave to a terminated employee. I
Okay.
just wanted that language clear.
we have that on the agenda to address it. But let's address this. Let me have a,
Have we got the pay situated?
well, her pay, according to the handbook, she's she's already employed, so she was being promoted up. She had to work 15 days in that position at her regular pay. Her pay will go up this week and the next pay period.
What the pay would increase to. I know we normally pay interim administrators at $60,000. That's entry level.
She ought to make that now. We were gonna pay her what the last interim administrator made, $80,000 on that level. You all don't understand the amount of work that goes into that office, and right now she's gonna be down an employee that would be working, because she's still having to do her job as purchasing clerk, and she's having to take on the job of administrator and HR. So now, until we finalize what we're doing, that's quite a bit. And, she's gonna be, and then pretty much every day on her own, and she's gonna have to make some, she's gonna have to do a lot of work. There's a lot of work to tell, and I think it would be short-sighted for us not to reward her with the same pay that the previous administrator received. And we can first get her ratified, and then if you all want to come to the second, every motion on her pay, we can do that. So I need a motion for Mrs. Lockett to be named interim administrator.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion due to the fact of termination of Ms. Gordon on May the 20th. We ratify Ms. Valerie Lockett as the interim administrator at a salary of $60,000 temporary.
Second motion.
Been moved and properly second. I think that's unfair, and I think that's a slap in the face of Mrs. Lockett. And we have a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
And
Let's do a roll call.
District one,
Nay.
District two,
Yes.
District three, District four,
Yea.
District five,
Yes.
Motion carries. Ms. Lockett will be our interim administrator. Her salary will move from 58,000 to 60,000.
Let's clarify, what you said, on pay one before
$60,000 is what you all said. her
the, yes,
salary.
but don't fool the audience like she was already at 58, like we only gave her $2,000.
What is it?
I'm at 58.
Okay, I thought it was 52.
No.
My apologies.
I'm pretty sure I know what it is I make.
Okay. Last information I had showed 52.
All right, that motion has been made and carried. We also had, 4 inmates that were in the Dallas County part of the, Perry County Rehab, Reentry Center in Uniontown. Dallas County wanted us to move them immediately. We had to move expeditiously to try to find somewhere to hold those 4 inmates in Maringo County with capacity at Maringo. Our jail still isn't open. We were able to contact Lowndes County, their sheriff department, to enter into a contract with them at $50 a day, plus medical and transport. Enter that contract, we need that contract ratified. We only gonna have 4 inmates. We talked with the sheriff to make sure that no more than 4 go to Lowndes County. I think that will take us all our inmates are now in Marengo, Wilcox, Lowndes, and I think we still have 2 covered. And we gotta move those 2 out of cover as soon as possible. Because covering is housing federal inmates. Right now, we're still not being charged by covering, but we are being charged by Marengo County, Wilcox County, and now Lowndes County. I need to ratify Lowndes County's detention contract. We'll be responsible for all medicine, medical. Our nurse will be making her visit. She's not a nurse, she's a nurse practitioner. Mrs. Walters will come add 4 hours to her. She'll be going down once a month to check on our inmates in the Lowndes County facility. Just like she does at Wilcox, and just like she does at Marengo County. Yes, sir. So we need to ratify the Lowndes County contract at $50 per day plus medical.
How long is this contract for? How often do we have to renew?
Well, we did it just for 6 months. We don't know what our situation is gonna be. The judges, we're working with the judges to let some out in house arrest. But people don't have the money to pay for the integrations. The murderers, some violators of that probation. So we're trying to work with AOC today, with AOC, trying to make sure that they can get any inmate in Perry County that is AOC inmate. And we only have, I think, 2. And they make 8, I need those 2 so that we can put the 2 in Coleman County in a facility, in one of the 3 facilities that we gave bids.
Is there a limit on the number of,
Limit on Lowndes County is 4.
that's the max up there?
That's the max. That's the limitation, but heading to the final quarter of the budget year. And we have, our reserve has been, with this jail, whatnot. So we are having to try to make sure that we budget the amount of money, to be able to pay these contractors. Because if we don't pay them, then they'll be called, talking about coming, picking them up off the side of the road and all that kind of stuff. So we don't want that to happen. That's inhumane. We need to make sure that we do what we have to do. And at $50 a day, that's still kind of steep, but you know, it's cheaper than what we had here, and it's cheaper than what Dallas County was trying to do. They had a $15,000 medical bill there for one inmate, and we will have to pay that $15,000. What was the other medical bill we had there? We had two small ones there.
Like 2,000.
Did we go ahead and send that?
Yeah, we sent the small one, the 15,000.
But you still south of 15,000 that we, are going to have to come up with. Maybe do something tomorrow before, we can get that, taken care of. Because if they have an emergency situation, we will be able to just go to Uniontown with them. Moreno County, we can't take them down there. Lounge, we only have 4 beds in real cars. I don't know what that capacity is, we don't have a limitation there. Chief, you know how many we have in real cars?
I think 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4 in real cars. I know he said he didn't want to get over 5, but so, it's becoming a real problem that chief and the sheriff is having to deal with. And it's something we gotta keep an eye on, making sure we have those paid. Because it's not, they will be released. So we need to make sure we keep that paid. Let me have a motion. If there are any other questions about the Lyons County detention contract? If not, let me have a motion to ratify the Lyons County detention contract at $50 a day plus metal.
I make a motion to accept that.
Been moved by Commissioner Long. There's second.
Second motion.
Second by Commissioner Lewis. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, have the same right. Motion carries. Extend the contract of our nurse practitioner, Ms. Walters, to include 4 more hours to her per month. So that she have a 2-hour, one that's going down, 2 hours, one that's coming back, and that's including being able to see 4 patients. And monthly, it is not including travel. We won't pay travel to get it to the hours. So she will incur 4 additional hours than she has right now. Right now, she's at 8 hours a month. That she that's at $35 an hour. So we'll add 4 more hours, so 12 hours a month to take care of our inmates. Are there any questions? There a motion that we increase the contract with Mrs. Walker Davis 4 additional hours.
I make a motion to increase 4 hours.
Moved by Commissioner Long, is there a second?
I I'll second if you'll add for 6 months, just like the prison contract is. Just go on.
But you got other inmates, with it, I mean, cool, she not right now. We don't have a 6-month limitation in nowhere but in Limes County. So when we tack on her contract, hopefully we'll have her back here before in 6 months.
Well, the reason we're giving her additional 4 hours is because she got to travel with us, correct?
She's traveling with us, she's traveling in the line. That's why we're giving her 4 hours.
Okay.
Let me take it back, maybe 6 months when we stand out, they'll make a motion, but they'll make 6 months, and then we'll come back and, review it again.
I'll second.
So Mr. Long, original motion, is withdrawn, and he makes a motion to extend for 6 months,
We'll come back.
4 additional hours.
Then come back and review it after 6 months. If we need it,
Well, we don't need it, because even when we go back over there, she's gonna be back over there. So we got, 6 additional hours for Mrs. Walters Davis, 4 additional hours for Mrs. Walters Davis, on her contract, giving her a total of 12 hours per month.
This said it was Sheriff Walters.
Walters Davis, she's married.
Oh, no, Sherman Walter Davis.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, have the same right. Motion carried. Last year, Commissioner Lewis and I met with the Superintendent of Education, and it was brought up that, in that meeting, that the SRO officers that were there, although trained, were not APO certified. That was desired by some members of the commission that we pull back those individuals out of the school. The school's day ended on the 21st. That was their last day of school. They are county employees. And county employees, they are working at the alternative destinations now. So they all are working for the county commission. We will now see if we want to keep them as employees of the county, or we'll have a workforce reduction. It's with the economy like it is. You all previously kept on people that should have had some relief. I think these individuals should be similar situated. That the decision that this commission makes. There are 4. They had 2 at Francis School and 2 at Odyssey Hatch School. Right now, they're stationed at Courthouse Annex #2, the Judge Richard Avery Courthouse Annex. Someone seeks support at Choice, and one is floating around in different courthouses. So we have making reference.
I don't mean to cut you off. I thought you was finished. I said I had a question.
Go ahead.
We never could employ school research officers that had to be APO certified. That would have been a county thing. And their uniform said Perry County Commission School Security Personnel. And wasn't their salary coming from the Board of Education, not from the county commission?
Yeah, 99% of their salary, they were paying us at $15 an hour. They were at about $15.80, $16 an hour.
So I mean, once this contract is done, that salary that they was getting paid from the county, from the Board of Education, will no longer be supported.
What's our last billing for them, will be, the May billing, and she sent the May billing out.
They haven't sent it out yet.
Make sure that they send the May billing out so we can go ahead on and have that, but you are correct, Mr. Lewis, that, the monies that were being paid at a rate of $15 an hour, for each one. We will pay their benefits. We would have to declare a reduction in workforce because of, that particular job is no longer needed in county workforce, if that's your desire, or we can keep them on, which I believe we should keep them on. But it's the decision.
Contract goes there the same, you keep it going.
But they'll be at the same rate of pay that we keep
They
them on.
going back and what, 7 years?
No, they do with the school.
They do.
Yeah, they'll be at the designations that we have.
And they go back to the,
No, what was that last year when we met with them, we had to give them 6 months notice, we met with them in what, January?
I have written that one somewhere along that time.
So we've given the 6 month notice, they have given the employees notice that they are no longer going to be stationed at the schools over the summer. She did, say that she wanted to contract independently with 2 of the, people for the summer. And, I don't know what 2 she is contracted with, I just know that they couldn't interfere with the 8 hours we had for them. So right now, we need to make a decision. Are we gonna declare first a reduction in workforce for school security officers?
I have a question for you. This money is already budgeted into the fiscal year for 25-26, right? So a new budget will start, we approve a new budget in October.
This money, they don't get paid for the work.
Okay, so the school money has already run out of what I'm asking.
We got money, we got to get reimbursed for that last paycheck.
Okay.
See, they get a paycheck Thursday. They get an 80-hour paycheck Thursday. And we need to do something because payroll knew the work week has already began this past Friday. So we need to act today so that we'll know whether or not they will continue in their capacities. We need to at least give them 2-week notice. If y'all are going to do the workforce reduction, so they will know, so they would get an additional check that would be on us.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I make a motion to retain the SRO officers at the regular pay rate and let them continue working at the designated areas other than the county school.
Is there a second?
second.
Then moved and properly second that we will reassign the school security officers to become full-time security officers for the county at the same rate of pay, and they retain all benefits that they have. Moved and properly second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed have the same right, motion carries. Okay, we need to, move down to item I. We met, didn't have a quorum for office, board of registrar's office, chair's office, the district judge office, the security, not security, but the truant officer. That side of the courthouse was without air. We got it going now. We need to ratify that bill. I think that bill came up to $27,000. Put the blower back in. New would have been $80,000 was the quote that we received. So we do now have air conditioning back in the courthouse, and we need to move to ratify the air conditioning installation.
You have a copy of the bill, Chairman?
Is it in that bill, that Mrs. Make sure,
So they put a compressor in here,
put 2 compressors in and a blower fan.
So now they got 2 compressors and blow.
Yeah.
They over there 22.
What kind of those?
22.5, instead of 27.5?
It was 22.5 and the blower fan, that was, he had sent us.
32 for the door.
How much was the total? How much was the total?
That'll be 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, without the door.
No, it was 25.
Mhm.
I'll make a motion, we table this so we can actually see the bill.
Motion dies for lack of a second. We have, the employees, we want to thank them for suffering for them days that the air conditioning was out. And, I understand you all jobs outside of this, and you all were able to make the purchase of heating. We did go ahead on and use funds from the capital improvement to pay for the compressors and the blower fan. We did converse with members of the commission to make sure we were all on the same page with this. I want to have a motion to go ahead on the purchase and the installation of the air conditioning at the courthouse. Been moved by Mrs. Giles, is there a second?
Question,
Yes, sir.
is there any warranty on this work? Warranty on the parts that were bought?
It was 3 years on all.
3 years on the part?
And you put 2 compressors and a blow on it, maybe 25 down. I still didn't find out what size, what ton of it.
I guess, yeah, it was 10 ton.
I think it was 20 ton units.
20
I
ton.
think it was 20 ton units.
I was going on the second year because I knew, I mean, you got to have air conditioning, but this one, the handle was actually right, but so big. But, the handle was so big, but we had to have the air conditioning works done, so I'm going on the second year. But this not-
Been moved and properly second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, have the same right.
Nay.
Motion carries. We have, ratification of leave from Mrs. Gordon. You all have expressed your sentiment on Mrs. Gordon. I grant her leave, so y'all need to overturn that. And, their motion.
I don't see how we can overturn an action that was never really taken. This lady is terminated, properly terminated.
Well, that's.
And so you send the county up for a lawsuit for pretending like this lady is still employed. She's not. It's not up in the air. We celebrate majority of the commission. She's terminated.
Mr. Wood, you did not not properly, follow the protocol for termination and evaluation. So you come out getting set up for a lawsuit, you did that months ago. So there's nobody trying to set you up for a lawsuit. I made an action out of court. You can either vote to ratify the action, or you vote not to ratify the action, and we can move forward. It's just that simple. If you don't do anything,
I want to ask the attorney, since we have two of them here, how can we ratify an action that should have never taken place? If an employee is terminated and the chairman acts solely on his own, unilaterally, to grant someone a leave or absence with pay that has been properly terminated by our own policies and procedure. So what do we stand with this?
Yeah. You know, as the advice that I gave last time,
Yeah.
I believe you're on sound footing because as we talked about a supervisor and a department head would be under your definitions and your policy. The department heads are actually your people who are not county commissioners.
Yeah.
Right? So when you set it up to where the chairman would be the supervisor for certain roles, that supervisor is not de facto a department. Right? And so basically all department heads are supervisors, but not all supervisors are department heads. Right? And so so based on that, like day-to-day interactions, supervisors, right? But the determination to retain or to let a person go who's on probationary status,
Comes back to the
that comes
full
back to
commission.
the full commission.
The
So
full
that-
commission made the decision.
Yeah, so
Termination.
yeah, so that's my legal
Interpretation.
advice and my interpretation of your policy.
you're still failing to recognize the May 7th letter, Mr. Chairman. And at that point in time, she was classified as an employee. The commission can take no action and do nothing. And then I'm sure Mr. Chestnut will be retained and he'll be able to litigate his theory on whether or not we acted correctly or not.
Chair,
So if there's no action gonna be taken, we're gonna move on and make another.
we're gonna have another discussion about this because on May 12th is when we did our final evaluation. There was no mention of your recommendation to retain at that meeting. So magically on May the 7th, we got a new letter that happened to just appear out and I give her a letter of termination. So on May 7th, you called her in and did evaluation on May 7th and hand delivered that letter to her?
Mr. Lewis, Commissioner Lewis, you didn't have the authority to write a letter on behalf of the county commission.
I had the majority vote from the commission, we voted, and you failed to act as a supervisor, so I had no other choice but to give her the letter.
But I acted on the 7th, that's what's documented.
That was never mentioned on the 12th when we had a big blowout about it. Why was that not mentioned?
If you look at the rules, it says that we have to put notice in the file, we did that. We made notice to her that she was a classified employee. So I did.
You don't have the authority.
You can't.
You cannot.
But we're not gonna litigate it today, so but there's no,
When I have one coming,
Terminate somebody and then hand it over, that's termination. And you let the chips fall and go forward.
that's what I'm saying, we ain't got to keep going over and over about it.
the chairman,
Number K, the commission
no,
knows
sir,
no
we
action.
got one more issue I need to speak on this.
Okay.
And that issue is that we have a pay period coming up. And if Ms. Gordon is granted pay, it's gonna be a lot of repercussions behind that. It's gonna maybe termination, maybe charge the brother for theft because she's no longer an employee. And I have talked to the payroll accountant, let her know that she's not an employee. So please don't advise them to give her pay.
The, number K, no action was taken.
When you terminated, so the action was already taken.
Well, y'all did litigate that in court. So when you have, you get, you're not gonna litigate it today because none of us are judges, none of us are jurors, jurors. So therefore, there's no need of litigating it today.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to strike K, ratification of leave of Ms. Gordon from the agenda.
Second.
The agenda's already been adopted.
I'm
That
making a
motion
motion
is out of
to
order.
strike it from.
That motion's out of order.
Mr. Turner, is that out of order? Would that motion be out of order? To strike.
You adopted the agenda.
I know, and I said
And
strike.
anything else will take a unanimous, vote of the commission.
That's to add, it's not to
Well,
strike.
that would be add, subtract, anything to alter this agenda. You have to have that.
My motion was, if you don't mind, my motion was to strike K, ratification of leave for Ms. Gordon from the agenda. To strike it from the agenda, is that a legitimate?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a.
You altering the original agenda, and that would take.
I'm not adding anything to it.
You are altering, when you take it away, it's an alteration. So therefore,
We striking an illegal motion.
Under your,
That's not a legal motion.
under your rules though, you still get, I think if you alter, it has to be a super majority, I think it's 4 out of
To
5.
add something.
that's not alter the
It
agenda.
don't say offer, it says add.
I know we're not gonna, we've taken, we're moving forward on this.
His argument is striking is not amending.
Well, I know what his argument is, I'm asking you
Amending
with the question, answer to the
the
question.
agenda, so, I believe it's a majority support.
Yeah.
Majority will question, so.
We're moving on to,
Striking.
the, F, approve the civil engineering contract. What is this here? Clear vegetation?
Yeah, that's good.
trees on retaining wall?
Yeah, that's a, they, the people that were brought in to look at the retaining wall can't get to it as the other place. And, this is a, estimate from Denmark Tree Service out of Selma to come in and clean the trees and vegetation off the retaining wall for $1,200. This time I'd like a motion to accept this bid.
It's not a bid.
It is a bid.
It's not a bid. What else we get?
Well, you don't have, it's
You
a.
have a quote.
Well,
Okay,
excuse
so,
me.
alright, so you have a quote here for Denmark. Mr. Kimbrough? Mr. Hurd here? Mr. Hurd? Have y'all, taken a look at the retaining wall and that, and the condition of the vegetation that's on that retaining wall, is that something that the highway department could do?
Well, we haven't reviewed it recently, but as far as the vegetation, we could, spray.
What about the 2 trees, can you cut them down?
More
No.
too.
Huh? Can you do that?
We can't do
Can you cut all the trees for this, one's on those?
It's like 6 of them.
Yeah.
that. No.
You gotta get them cut down before you see how the wall is. Condition of the wall.
But y'all can, make a motion on your $1,200, for the man. When they gonna start, you have a contract with them?
This is a quote. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, and they will send out if they be accepted.
Let's just know that you get a contract prepared with, this Denmark Tree LLC. Prepared. Let's have a motion, to, accept this $1,200.
I'm gonna go with it,
contract, 1,200, contract with Denmark, ending, next week, whatever, Monday of next week. Give them, 3 weeks to complete the job. And $1,200. Been moved and properly second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Right.
Those that have the same right, motion carried. You probably hit on it now, when you get the contract, then you can get the information, for the invoice. Get their, EIN number and appropriate stuff that you need for the invoice. Now, you all talking about the,
Sheriff,
yes, sir.
the original agenda was, facing for the probate judge employee. Probate
Did you not get a letter from Ms. Larry, did she not send
We're
it
gonna
over?
do a letter, and I spoke with Mrs. Trevor Howard, that she's already a full-time employee. We don't usually do it in commission, because if she's already an employee, we just remove them off probation.
And his department head, the department head, just give us notice, and he gave us the proper notice, I think 2 weeks ago. We had to get notice about it. You had to give us notice, and you did that when you bought her letter, and your approval into the law.
Well, I'd like for the minutes to reflect
Well,
that.
Mr. Lewis, the minutes don't have to reflect that, that's the department head. We have to make sure that we follow as close as possible, the directions in this handbook. And the handbook says that as a department head, he gives us notice of probationary employees getting full-time status. The department head has that authority. That authority does not lie with the county commission on whether or not a probationary period employee comes off probation and now is a classified employee. And I think that's section 5.3, when they talk about probation. Mr. Chestnut, I think that's 5.3, something we talked about.
No, it's, 354.
354, would you read that for the satisfaction, for their satisfaction, so they will be comfortable in doing?
Yeah, so it says that, during the last 10 days of the employee probationary period, the department head will complete written evaluation of the employee's work. The evaluation will include a statement that the employee's service has been satisfactory and that the employee is being retained as a regular status classified employee. If the employee receives an unacceptable evaluation, the evaluation will include a statement that the individual is not being retained. Normally, a terminated probationary status employee will be given up to 1 calendar week's notice. However, when determined by the department to be necessary, the employee may be given a shorter notice. All employees who are designated as regular status employees will be notified in writing by the department head of their completion of the probationary period and designation as regular status employees. Copy of the department head's letter, along with a copy of the employee's final performance evaluation, will be furnished to the county commission for review and the personnel officer for inclusion in the employee's personnel file.
That's satisfying you, Judge?
Mr. Chestnut,
That's satisfying you?
hang on a second. Okay, also on staffing, if you look at 411, and that was a vacant position filled and then turned into a probation period. It says vacant positions in the classic service will be filled by the department head through the appointment of qualified applications in accordance with the guidelines contained herein and with the approval of the county commission.
You did that months ago before you her probation. She came before us, Mrs. Griffin came before this commission, we hired Mrs. Griffin. Now we're down to 3.5, where her probationary status was ended. The probate judge provided us with the proper evaluation and notification, and she's now a certified, classified employee of the Perry County Commission. All right, we're going on now to F.
Well, I don't see why a motion to
Yeah, you don't
clarify.
have the floor, Mr. Harrison.
Can I have
We're down to F. But
Let's
we're
check.
dealing with the civil engineering contract.
Mr. Chair.
We had CMB Engineering, and CMB Engineering, did come out on one Saturday where, Mr. Lewis and I, was here, when they performed their duty. We are desperately trying to get, satisfaction of the fire marshal so that we can get back into the jail. We gotta have a structural engineer. And I thought last meeting, somebody said that Stewart, Construction, had offered their services, and did they come up with a price? We were waiting on a price. We knew the structural engineer that we had was $3,500, and you all gonna get with Stewart on his cost of mine. Now Stewart was a contractor that worked on the jail with the COVID grant. So the people that were members of the body that was dissatisfied, that we had to give some of the money back to the grantee because of the time frame involved. Did you all contact Stewart on the price on the structural engineer?
Yes,
Okay, what was the price?
they have not given me a price. They're working with Pathco, who is a 401c company that done the Hale County Jail and the Wilcox County Jail to see what kind of grant monies we can get to help aid to pay for this. And they have not completed. Matter of fact, they've been down here twice this week, evaluating it. Also on the electrical part, they're evaluating every aspect of it. But
So we hired a engineering company.
you hired it.
We hired an engineering company out of Mobile to come up and do an analysis.
That's right.
of what needs to happen with the jail.
And that's what they're going about.
Now, you come back and say you got another company that's gonna do the same thing that we've already done. And
They're following the recommendation of the fire inspection. Scott, Pilgreen and I talked earlier this week to fire marshal. And, the guy from Mobile said that he was done with the contract. If he done any more work, it would be more money involved. So they're going on, they're basing their, what they're gonna give us an estimate on off of what the fire protection engineers inspection was. It's just they have not given us a price yet. Just started.
when you talking about completing the work that was recommended by the
Yes,
fire engineer,
yes, we went.
but I'm talking about a structural engineer. You all, the fire marshal instructed us to have a structural engineer to look at the building before he would allow the administrative part of the jail to be reopened.
Yes,
And you indicated that Stewart had a structural engineer.
that's correct.
And who was the engineering firm that Stewart had that was a structural engineer?
The Pathco people were providing the structural engineering.
So it sounds like they are preparing to do the work of the of the engine, fire engineer, they gave you step by step what needs to happen.
We've already went through the global fire protection, and they're done. I mean, they've
We
done.
understand they did their job,
Okay,
but
we're working on the sheriff.
so that is different from the structural engineer. The structural engineer needs to tell you whether or not the structure is safe for occupancy.
That's right.
And that's what you're talking about now, is saying that we need to fix these particular things. That's what you're going at.
They're looking at the
But
structure, but you can't do it overnight.
you're confused about what has to happen. We need a structural engineer to give us a report, sign his engineering stamp to say that that building can be occupied.
Right?
And, we have a structural engineer ready to move. Are you all wanting to continue to push this down the road? We need to get the sheriff department back into the administrative building. And I noticed that they are over there more and more now. Fire marshal hadn't given us the okay for you all to be over there. I see you definitely over there. I understand all your equipment and everything, all the stuff you need to go there, and I'm trying to get you back in there as fast as we can. But we're at this stalemate of trying to understand what it is that the fire marshal is telling us that needs to happen to get you back in there. We need somebody to come in there and look at the foundation and structure of the building, which is an engineer. Not going in and fixing nothing, but telling us that that building is safe for you all to occupy. Once they tell us that and stamp that, then the sheriff's department can move out of here, back over there, and handle their routine operation. If you all want to wait to fix what local told us is wrong, then you're delaying the sheriff department from getting into the building. What I'm trying to do now is get the sheriff department, dispatcher, the jailers back over into jail, by having a structural engineer to give us the okay. Now you all better wait on whatever this is that to fix what Global has said, or do y'all want to have a structural engineer to see if the building is structurally sound?
Where do which structural engineer are you referring to? Because this says civil engineering contract. And
That was
you-
for the retaining wall. We had the
Okay.
structural engineer on your
All right.
last meeting, and we postponed that last meeting.
Electrical engineering by Maya, now where's the structural engineering?
C&D Engineering was the engineering firm that did the wall and they offered us to do the structural engineering. And they are supposed to be down on the 30th. We called them off on the 30th. Do we want to move forward with C&D at 3,500?
That's just for the retainer wall.
Let me get the correct price for the civil engineering, they emailed a document.
Yes. I'll make a motion we table the F and G to the next meeting.
Second.
Been moved and properly second that we table F, approval of civil engineering contract. Again,
E2, and
hmm?
F and G.
F and G.
F and G.
And the electrical engineering. So, the electrical engineering engineer need to have plans to move the,
IT down to the
My understanding, Stewart said he'll come down here and be and do the whole thing, everything. Just, he gonna do the whole thing. He does, he builds jails, he remodels jails, like certified, he's bonded. I mean, I don't see how you do it. You make our price from me, but information you got.
Yes.
Okay, I think he's low, but he can jump right on, he's already working for the county right now.
but
So, I mean,
I just want you to be familiar, Stu should be familiar with the jail, because he was the one that did the work, or did as much work as he could within that time frame, for the COVID. So you all won't wait to do it, do you need to set it out for bid, the repair work that, Global Fire said it needs to be done. So, do you have that report from Global?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so,
Sure, that's.
so you can go help him too, just there. You go get on top of it, you know, be in front, everything can do.
Talk to them.
Talk to him,
Yeah.
Global was a sprinkler company, right? Everything they submitted was for the sprinkler system. I thought Global did most of the work. They just said it was pretty simple stuff they had to do.
yeah, but they want Stewart to come in and do something that has already been done. And that's to repair those toilets, repair those sinks, repair, we don't have to do anything to the sprinkler system. Those were minor things that, Global said we don't need a major contract to suck us out another $50,000, when these things, many of them have already been done before Global got here. They just wanted to, those little check marks that they had were very minor. But if y'all want to wait, and y'all infamous wisdom on spending more money on this jail that doesn't need to be spent.
Evidently, Mr. Stewart is watching this, and he just texted me and said, I didn't work on the jail for COVID.
Mr. Stewart did with his company did.
Well, just tell him what he said.
Okay.
Well, what, you know, you got.
So we got a motion to take.
We got these walls here that's taller. Those got to be done back then, you can just skip a hole and do the wall.
That's not true, Mr.
Oh. You done that with a spoon.
Okay, you got a motion. You got a motion.
Motion to table F and G.
You got a motion on the floor to table F and G. You second?
I said,
Mr. Lewis second. All in favor of tabling the civil engineering and the electrical engineering on the jail, vote aye. Opposers have the same right. I vote nay.
I vote nay. Let me say something. I can add what you want, but let me say this. I think we need to move forward to jail. I mean, we'd have been voting against stuff. Commissioners, I'm talking to the commissioner. We've been voting in jail, fixing down forever. And we gotta think about our county. We gotta be counted for. It's not about individual. And when I vote, I'm not ashamed of what I vote for. Because I vote for the people, for the county. It ain't about no individual. Personal stuff, it ain't about that. I'm for the county. The county, period. Because the county, we've been saying it's no forever. And it's not good. We gotta come together, Commissioner. We gotta think about the county. We're not doing that. Y'all just vote no, nay, no. But I love Perry County. I've been here all my life. And I think we need to do something to move forward and stop this nay, nay, nay.
Okay, we down to number 8, discretionary fund. to Sowing Seeds of Hope of $700. And that is for elderly black vehicles. They had a very tragic situation, and we did have some money remaining in our discretionary fund, and I'm gonna make that contribution of $700 to Sowing Seeds of Hope for that project. I just need to have a motion to ratify my discretionary spending of $700.
Make a motion
Moved by Mr. Long, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Lewis, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that same motion. We're down to, again, we have the lowest bidder, we've had the contract, we've had the schedule on the Barnett King building. This is a $500,000 grant, not county money. It's grant, and the bids were open. The lowest bidder have been noted to each member, and at this time we need a motion to accept the lowest bidder for the roof.
This down on Brandon, change the roof, right?
That's correct.
The roof, but that's the purpose of the roof, the roof.
The
How much was
$126,000, $29,000, and it was Yellow Hammer Roofing.
That was a blow insulation up from the top, correct?
That's correct. That's a new
it? It's a whole new roof on the building.
roof on the building.
That's a new roof.
Just blow insulation up from the inside.
No, you're not going up because you're on the outside. They have a new silicone roof that can be blown on the roof. It has a 25-year warranty. Most roofs right now, especially flat roofs, are going to this. We had two other bidders on the roof project, and they were Servpro bidded on it, and there was another company that was escaped me now that bidded on it. They're ready to move forward on this. We got time.
I guess the grant at the time, they'll be done again on it, going back, right?
We'll go back.
This is over. Trevco, we gonna fix the outside, but we gonna set it, right?
That's correct.
And then you gonna blow inside.
You wouldn't blow on the inside. You got the seal coat on the outside.
But it's so.
It's like putting
You rubber coat or something.
There you go.
But it's got a 25-year warranty.
25-year
The whole
warranty,
roof gonna be done, right?
and the two side eaves.
But if not, the grant will be going back, right?
That's correct.
But I think the motion to accept that.
Been moved by Commissioner Long, that's second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Howard, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, have the same right. Have one nay on Mr. Harrison. We're down now to CDG water project. The 183 project. And we still have the pipe replacement project in North Pier, Harbor, from the Delta region. Those two have timelines on it. And once you start giving money back, that's an indication that you won't be getting any going forward. And we have some resolutions that our grant writer sent out to us today. These easements for the water line, what we're doing on the 183 project is that we're tying families into the water line. And we're gonna have to go on private property to do so. This here granting an easement to allow us to go on the private property to extend the water lines. It's no cost to the customer. We do want to send a letter to the water authority because they have the authority. And they wanted to charge, I want to say $250 to each family. And I just don't think, although they didn't put the hookups in the grant, and they should have, now they want to charge individuals, and I don't think that's right. I think we should make the necessary adjustments to cover the hookups. And I want to send a letter urging them to waive any connection hookup fees on the 180 on the water project. And I think we can, on the 183 project, I think there's enough money in the grant to allow us to do this. We gave them several $100,000 from the COVID money as match on this project. And I think we can send a letter from the commission asking them to waive any hookup to the water. Because once the people get the water, the $250, you don't want to lose a customer who's gonna be paying a minimum of $35, $40 a month, over $250, and after 3 or 4 months, you can make that $250 up. That's on minimum water. So, I make a motion, our chair would like to have a motion to send a letter to the water authority asking them to waive individual home hookups fees.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the temporary construction easement.
That's not what we're doing right now.
And to send a letter to the water board for the $225, where it is a waive the $225 hookup fee.
Well, the motion that we will accept is waive the $225 hookup fee, sending the letter. That motion to send a letter to water authority asking them to waive the $225 hookup fee.
So moved.
Is that not
Been
what?
moved by Mrs. Howes, said second. I second it, and pass the gavel to the vice
I
chairman.
second the motion, you can keep going.
Okay, second by Mr. Lewis. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, have the same right. Motion carried, depends that letter. Now we have a resolution of the Perry County Commission authorizing the chairman to execute the right of entry permits and temporary construction easement for the Highway 183 North Waterline Connection Project. Whereas the Perry County Commission, in partnership with the Perry County Water Authority, is undertaking the water infrastructure improvement project to extend portable water services to residents in the North Perry County. And whereas the project includes the installation of residential water service connection from water meters to participant households occupied by low to moderate income residents, and whereas construction of these services connections will require temporary access to private property for the installation of water lines and related facilities, and whereas the Perry County Commission has prepared a standard right of entry permit and temporary construction easement to allow such access during construction, and whereas it is necessary and in the best interest of citizens of Perry County, to authorize the chairman of the Perry County Commission to execute such documents on behalf of the county as needed to facilitate the completion of the project. Now therefore be it resolved by the Perry County Commission, Perry County, Alabama, as follows. The chairman of the Perry County Commission is hereby authorized to execute any and all right of entry permits and temporary construction easements associated with the Highway 183 North Waterline Connection Project. The chairman is further authorized to execute any related documents necessary to carry out the intent of this resolution and facilitate the installation of residential water service connectors under this project. This resolution shall be effective immediately upon adoption and approval this 9th day of June 2026. Is there a motion that we adopt said resolution?
Understand. This resolution, I don't have a copy, but I did get an agreement for right of entry, permitting temporary construction easement, water line construction, and then incorporated Perry County. We're gonna need the easement and the resolution?
And the resolution gives us authorization. This is the document that they will sign and we will sign, giving us permission to move forward on it. Once we get the resolution signed, and we'll sign this document here, which gives, along with the owner of the property, so that will give us the right to enter that property for connection. But I think once the individual owners realize that there won't be any costs associated with it, that they will readily move forward on this. These are two different documents. One is the resolution that triggered, the other one is the resolution that authorizes.
I have a question for the attorney. Do we really need both of those, or would the permits suffice?
Let me take a look real quick, because I had a conversation, earlier this morning with, Ms. Stahl.
Yeah.
And, I just want to make sure this is.
Okay. This is my first.
While they looking
Yeah,
at
so the right of entry, yeah, this is, yeah, you do this, you definitely.
Yeah, that's one that I have a copy of.
And, I reviewed that.
Is there a motion that we enter into the resolution and the agreement of right of entry? You still got to pay.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution with dedication of where it said Aaron Turner chairman, we just have chairman. Second.
Been moved and properly second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed have the same right. Motion carried. Now we have a paid invoice. These funds are funds that are already in the water board's authority. We've already transferred the money from the county to the water authority. We have to approve the spending of those funds. $1,007,757. Grant management will get $27,666. Goodwood Mill will get 55 on one invoice, $5,537.50. Goodwood Mills will get another invoice of $13,672.50. Goodwood Mills will get another invoice of $10,095. Global Mills will get another, check invoice for $16,057. Global Mills will get another engineering check, $8,000. We will get $81,000 from the debtor. That check should be to us by Friday. $81,022. We have the pay request number one, $576,196. Pay request number two, $431,561. Total expenditures from the grant that we've already maxed out money. We should have a check from the state, $1,007,757. This work is already completed. I need a motion that we pay this invoice.
So moved.
That moved by Mr. Harrison, that's second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Long, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, have the same right. I'd like to get this over to the water authority so that we can put that shit. These are the invoices that go with that. And I want to see the invoices, particularly. We need to advertise for, position of county administrator. Included in that advertisement, experience can count. And need to include in there, they have to have the ACCA certification, for county administrator. And, that we run this at least 6 weeks, ACCA website. We run it, 4 weeks in the Marion Times paper. And we need to run it in statewide circulation for at least, 4 weeks. So that we can see how many, applicants were given before. The applicant pool was not extensive at all. It probably had the same thing. You all, let me have a motion to.
Chair, in that motion, it need be added that they have the ability to obtain the ACCA certification if they don't have it. Because somebody may be certified, they'll have certification, they can take the class and get certified if they have all those certifications.
Okay.
And also, let me
Let me
bring
add-
it back to the commission for letting us see what the advertisement says before we, publish it. Because that was the issue last time.
So we don't need to make a motion to publish it, we need to make a motion to compile and have that in the next meeting. So let me have a motion to compile advertisement for county administrative position, the job description for the administrative position. Been moved by Ms. Guy, seconded by Ms. Long, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, have the same right, motion carried. All right, there was a motion at the last meeting. What we do have, before we go into those two things, is there, any other, go to our legal?
All right, so, I was contacted, about a month ago, by Taylor Vice, who's with government affairs and charter. And they're requesting a non-exclusive franchise agreement with the county. And I want you to go ahead and put that on the agenda for next meeting. What I'll do is I'll send everybody out a copy so you can take a look at it and talk to me between now and next meeting to determine whether or not it's something you want to move
We
forward.
also got franchise fee that we need deal with as well. Cable companies not gonna come in and pay anyway. So we need to look at what was Blankenship, I need you to call Attorney Blankenship out of Birmingham, so he can give you a copy of the document and prepare for us those fees. So you can include those fees in the county agreement of franchise that we give to.
That's all I have.
Madam Clerk, you have anything? Listen, on clerk, we have our claims, motion for claims, pay the bill.
So,
Let's move by the aisle, that we pay the bills. All in, is there a second? Yes, second to pay the bill. I second and pass the gavel to Mr. Lewis.
We have a motion on the floor to pay the claims. Motion made by Commissioner Howes, seconded by Commissioner Turner. Let me ask for a roll call vote on that.
District one,
Aye.
District two,
Nay.
District three,
Nay.
District four, District five.
Nay.
Okay. There was a question, for executive session. Executive session needs to be requested in open court and state a reason for the executive session. Any member want to make an executive session point? Request. Yes.
I would like to make a, executive claim, executive session to discuss general reputation and character and job performance for 20 minutes.
Okay. Yes, second.
Second.
And moving properly second. That we go in executive session for 20 minutes. Time now is 20 minutes to 8. We adjourn to adjourn at 7:40. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, with that, say nay.
That's what I say to you. See you in the hall.
How you doing, Mr. Donna Bennett? How the people, you want to say hi to the people?
How you doing? How's everybody doing?
All right, hey, so I wanted to explain, how you doing? I want to explain something. They say 20 minutes, right? They're going into executive session. What they're going into executive session for is the vote for chairman, right? They're going into executive session for vote for chairman and vice chairman. He drug his foot. He tried to do a filibuster. But there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. I'm going to go in and a lot of things I'm going to recap. I'm going to recap a lot of stuff later on tonight. But they are going into executive session. I'll go back in there. I'm going to keep this thing live. But I just want to talk about, say I'm breaking up. Look, I just left out. And I'm saying 5G, right? Saying I'm 5G. If I'm dragging, let me go back inside. Let me go back inside. What's going on? They say I'm dragging. Now, I got better reception out here with bars. I'm coming back in here. I was trying to get to a space where it was quieter. But they're in executive session right now. Once they get done with that, we'll come back and finish it. One of the things that the people, all right, listen, if I'm cutting in and out, I can't do nothing about that. Maybe you go out and go in. How you doing, Mr. Marie? All right. You want to say something to the people?
Good afternoon. How y'all doing?
All right, this is Mr. Ed Marie.
Great and good.
Great and
Perry
good.
County.
Great and good, Perry County. But the audio is good. All right. All right. How you doing? Okay. Good from here. All right. All right. What's going on? How you doing? All right. I just wanted to just keep everybody informed. They're in the executive session. Finna show y'all where they at in the executive session. Excuse me. It's gonna be a little. How you doing? How you doing? Oh, no. So I'm finna show people. How you doing? All right. How you doing? How you doing? I ain't finna put. I'm just finna show them they're on the executive session. They're inside on the executive session right now. So just wanted to show everybody what that is. Yep. But it's gonna be about another 15 minutes. When they come back in, we're gonna be live just for it. What's going on? How you doing? I'm good. Gonna be live just for it. And I just wanted to just talk to people more details as I come. Take copious notes on things that were said. One of the things, hey Levi, I'm just telling you, man, different people giving different things. What I want people to understand is, right? If you go, if it's breaking up, just get out and come back in. That's the thing, because I don't know why it does that, but even yet and still, I'm gonna take it outside. Got it. So, excuse me. So I just wanted to make sure the people understood that one of the things I want everybody to pay attention tonight, right? One of the good things is when you listen, when you come to these meetings, you hear the facts and the truth. And especially when it was recorded, you have documentation of these politicians lying. Right? You have documentation of these politicians lying. And the reason why I say that is at the last meeting, 2 meetings ago, for the last 2 months, Abbott has been trying to get CMB Engineering. Now, I want people to first understand it. When he first brought it up, CMB Engineering, when I went and looked up CMB Engineering on the Alabama Secretary of State Business Entity page, that company was founded on the 22nd of May last year. An engineer company. For the name of the person that incorporated the company, they got another LLC that's a tax business. Do y'all understand that, right? That raises red flags. They don't even have the name of the engineer that's on that engineer firm. Now, Abbott first came, he said the bill was $7,500. Commissioner Lewis, who Abbott admitted tonight, was there with him on a Saturday, and he said the original quote was $3,500. Abbott kept going with $7,500 until the last meeting when Commissioner Harrison and Commissioner Long both brought up about out of Centerville, that company that they talked about tonight. That's when he came back down to $3,500. We got him documented a line about the price. That's $4,000 difference. Why? If I'm breaking up, go out and come back in. I'm just telling you. If I'm breaking up, go out and come back in. A lot of people saying they can hear me. And I can't do nothing about it. Maybe it's because I'm standing under power lines. Let me go over here. Right? But see, Shamari, I went and looked that company up. It's not even registered to an engineer. It's registered to a company that's a tax company. It's an LLC name on it. And a tax company is a Persian woman out of Birmingham. You see what I'm saying? When you look at that, and it was just founded last year, and when you ask questions, Albert called them. The commission didn't vote on it. And see, this one thing I wanted to explain to people, because I want to explain to people about Valerie Lockett, right? Albert made a post. Albert made a post about he was going to hire Valerie Lockett. He doesn't have that authority. He made that post about $80,000 for the interim, right? Where Commissioner Lewis and them, they was under the assumption that she was making $52,000. Their standard practice was any interim coming in will come in at a $60,000 raise. Albert didn't have the authority to offer that position. He did that to make it seem like he was doing something, because he don't want to admit the fact that he is trying to help, allegedly seeming like he's allegedly trying to assist Beverly Gordon to sue the county. Think about that. He's trying to say he granted her leave. Albert is lying about that May 7th letter, because we had a commission meeting on May the 12th. He mentioned nothing about that letter. That May 7th letter came up at an emergency meeting on May the 18th that they had, that I got recorded, and Commissioner Lewis gave her termination letter because they did that evaluation that night. And according to the Perry County rule book, policy and handbook, only thing they had to do, Gordon's pay was $80,000 as the interim. That was Gordon's pay as the interim, right? Because watch this. They're advertising for a county administrator position. Now, the thing I want people to ask this question. This is my opinion. Miss Valerie Lockett, she's certified, she got the experience, and she qualified. Why didn't Albert give her the job before? Albert said he found Beverly Gordon, and they got history. She was his she was his chairwoman of the Obama Foundation that he had, the Obama Day Committee. They got history going back to Greene County. Albert brought her in because he wanted her to have the job. Why did he hire Miss Lockett then? See, I know people can say things and we can get emotional. I strongly believe the commission will duly compensate her for her increased responsibilities. But Albert never had the authority to just offer her that position the same way he did when he posted it on his website. Y'all saw it tonight. Y'all saw how Albert just, I don't acknowledge that motion. You don't have the authority to do that. And this, I want to say this while we live. Now, this is Commissioner Barbara Howes. I want to say this. What you said tonight was disrespectful to the people of Perry County. I'm finna tell you why it was disrespectful. Because you made a claim as if you voting for the people, but you 100% vote with Albert. If you really care for the people, Commissioner Howes, if you, yep. You see what I'm saying? That's when she went from, I guess, 52,000 to 58,000. Why didn't they hire her then? She was already qualified. But back to Miss Barbara Howes. Back to Miss Barbara Howes. This is what I want to say. How dare you get on there and say that you voting for the people when you voted with Albert to have those people go to that mold-infested Barnett King Center to vote? You voted for it. Did you care about the people then? Huh? Did you care about the people then? Did you also care about the people when you nominated somebody to be on the Perry County Park and Rec Board for District 4 that live in District 5? Right? They brought an outsider because that's who Albert wanted. The people, y'all need to see that. And the reason why Perry County got a hard time finding a county administrator is because nobody want to work with Albert Turner. Nobody. Unlike everybody else, nobody want to work with him because his reputation outside of Perry County and the people drinking the Kool-Aid is just Albert is a sleazeball politician and nobody wants to deal with him. Albert is trying to set the county up for a lawsuit. Albert, listen, the majority of the commission gave their evaluation on the 12th. That was the last day, and they said do not retain. They gave her a letter that officially terminated her. Albert went back and backdated the letter to the 7th. You see, he ain't admit to it tonight. It's not a problem. That's the whole thing. Albert is trying to do that to say she's still employed, so she still can get paid. See, people ain't talking, you know. Albert approved. He tried to act like, and they told him that before. The other attorney, even Prince Chestnut, they told him that him being a commissioner, he's not a department head. He thinking that he a department head. You ain't. I just want people to understand this, right? Albert, y'all see how hard Albert been fighting for Beverly Gordon? For one employee. How hard. But Ms. Barbara Howell, what you did tonight was disrespectful to all the people in Perry County. I don't know what the session for. Honestly, I don't know what the session for. But we gonna find out. We gonna find out. They coming back, so we going back in.
Go.
Let me go on and get in here.
Sure, got to go get it.
We got to make sure the people get it. Oh, thank you. Let's see. How you doing? You getting ready to come back in? Everybody getting settled. See, there's noise in here. They're getting ready to come back out. Shamar, yes it is. A very long. It's done that way for a reason. Because they wanted people to lose interest, but the people are locked in. An engaged and informed community is a force to be reckoned with. And when you pay attention to the details and you listen and you have recorded documentation, people can't go back and say they didn't say it. But they're coming back in now.
Let me ease in the first time. Mr. Chestnut, would you announce outside that we're coming in a little early? one of those brothers.
No, I passed resolution back out too. Resolution, I passed it back.
And motion to come in executive session. Yeah, motion to come in from executive session. It's moved by Mrs. House, second by Commissioner Long.
No action taken.
No action was taken in the executive session. We want to move down, before we get to the last two items, I want to make a motion of the chair will recognize a motion for reconsideration on the salary of the interim administrator. Is there a motion to reconsider the salary of the interim administrator?
So moved.
I make a motion that, we do a reconsideration of the salary from Ms. Valerie Lockett, with the information of she making more than what we thought that she made. But, I would like to come back to the next meeting with a more detailed amount of what we would like to offer her, more than what we're paying her now. So we can have a chance to deliberate and see what we'll come up with.
Well, that means she'll remain salary she is 60 and,
And the next commission, we will pass it.
that's 2 weeks away. Another old pay period. I think it's appropriate. Ms. Howes made a motion, and I don't have a figure in that motion, 70,000 is the amount that I think would be fair for Mrs. Lockett, moving from 58 to 70, it's $12,000. She'll be doing 3 jobs. And motion by Ms. Howard include $70,000. We'll take the first motion and then move from there. Ms. Howard has a motion to reconsider salary from 60,000 to 70,000 as animal director. Is there a second to Mrs. Howard's motion to go from 60,000 to 70,000? I make that second and pass the gavel to Commissioner Lewis.
What about my secondary motion?
I handle secondary.
Okay.
So there's a secondary motion to table the reconsideration of Mrs. Lockett's salary to keep it at $60,000 until the next commission meeting. Is there a second to the secondary?
Second.
It's second by Commissioner Harrison that the salary is $60,000 remain. And the discussion that the administrator will be making less than other employees. The administrator should make more. And we have 2 employees that will be making more than Mrs. Lockett, that she will be supervising. And I think that we have the amount of money budgeted already, salary for the position of $8,000. And you will now have 2 employees that she has to supervise that will be making more than she makes. And I think if we put it at 70,000, she will be able to adequately manage, because I don't care how you look at it, people look at money and determine status. She's gonna have, we had trouble when we had Mrs. Gordon on contract at that price, because she had 2 people. That's why we had to move that salary to take care of that issue. And Mrs. Lockett, 70 $2,000, that's $12,000 increase. That would not, break the cap. You still have $10,000, that was budgeted for that position. That you would not be spending. And you all have kept on this on the whole causes, understanding that we were getting no more money from the school, so we were taking on that salary, those 4 salaries, and you reclassifying those people so that they no longer will be security officers at the school. They will be under courthouse security personnel. So I think that we should at least have an administrator being the top person on the pay scale.
Chairman, we didn't never say that we wasn't gonna give her an increase. All we asked for was a table to the next meeting. To deliberate on how much we're gonna give. You don't have to go for, you're gonna increase it from the 60. You drag it out too long, you don't have to do this.
I'm not dragging it out. I'm saying we are unfair to.
I understand it's not fair, that's why.
Okay, well, so you gonna make a decision, you can't go wide and 80, so you can make a decision now, dragging it
I
out
don't like to
2
make rash
weeks.
decisions.
You know, you never grab a decision, you've been doing this for 2 weeks.
Yeah. No,
But,
I-
you had a motion, secondary motion to keep her at $60,000. And I don't know, Ms., you know, there's been made a motion and a second, all in favor of the secondary motion. All opposed, nay. Motion down, keep her at $60,000. I hope she, we down to, we have the chairman, and, we will have a motion, for chairman. We have a motion for chairmanship. What's your motion?
I make a motion effective immediately that Mr. Carl Lewis become chairman of the Perry County Commission.
And a motion by Mr. Harrison that Mr. Lewis be the chairman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Cologne. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, with that same right, the motion carried. Now we have the vice chairman that will be open. And I make a motion that Mrs. Barbara Howe serve as vice chairman of the commission and pass the gavel to Mr. Lewis.
You don't have to go.
Yeah, it's not me, it's at the next meeting.
No, it said effective immediately.
That ain't what you said, that ain't what I said. Mr. Lewis
Wait a minute now, we're gonna get the attorneys involved in this.
Mr. Lewis has the,
And look, I've been kicked out 3 times and y'all automatically done exactly right.
he takes over the gavel and
No, that's
next
not
meeting,
the
he
way
gonna
it
take the
works.
gavel now.
That's not the
All right, he gonna never, he gonna take the gavel now.
Yes, you
Mr.
do.
Lewis, we got a motion that's on the floor with Mrs. Howe being the vice chair.
You're not gonna be chair for 2 more weeks. This motion was
I ain't saying I'm gonna be chair. He takes over, he got the administrative, he has the administrative, he has the administrative duties of the meeting. And he don't share his meeting.
Yes, he does.
does.
You just had one question.
You don't need to give every motion.
I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. We've never seen
Let's
it.
go on and vote.
We have a motion on the floor.
Hang on.
Motion by Chairman Turner, Commissioner Turner, for Vice Chair, Ms. Palmer House, Commissioner House. Is there a second? Motion dies for lack of a second.
Mr. Chair.
Well, he's returned the gavel to me. We now have a motion for I make a motion that Tony Long is the vice chairman, and I pass the gavel to Mr. Lewis.
We have a motion on the floor for Vice Chairman. Motion made by Commissioner Turner for Commissioner Long to be Vice Chair.
Second.
Has been seconded by Commissioner Harrison. We'll have a roll call vote.
District 1,
Aye.
District 2,
Yes.
District 3,
Yes.
District 4,
Yes.
District 5.
Yes. Motion passed.
Thank you. That completes the
Mr.
agenda
Chairman,
for.
we don't know. Have you recognized?
What do you
We got a lot more to do.
Motion, to adjourn all the administrative stuff that needs.
It's not done. You got-
What are you?
We've got to put him on the financial
We
institution.
know he's the vice chair.
No, you don't know, you know we got to I'll make a motion,
Motion to put Mr. Long on.
I'll
on
make
the
a
check.
motion to add Mr. Tony Long to all financial signature cards and delete Mr. Turner from all financial institution signature cards effective immediately. That's my motion.
Second.
You got a motion and a second for adding Mr. Long, to the financial cards at each institution upon his signature. Mr. Lewis is already there. All in favor?
Delete
by
Albert
saying-
Turner from financial.
Well, we know, I'm not the chair. That's what the motion says. What's your motion, what's your motion? And remove Albert Turner.
The word delete has got to be.
Remove.
It says delete.
It'll happen when I go down.
No.
So,
You don't know anything about my name.
no, you don't know anything about it. So that's the motion that we'll remove my name and Mr. Long's name to the financial document of all financial institutions of the county. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, have the same right. Motion carries.
You got one more. I'd like to rescind the motion to allow Albert Turner to be used for the county meeting.
Please, the motion is out of order.
No, it's
The
not.
motion is out of order. You cannot tell a county employee that he can't use county.
Yes, we can.
I'm gonna charge this county 72 cents anytime I go on.
You're not gonna charge him anything.
I
You're
know.
gonna prove it.
No, that's not the case, and you are no good in that. Okay.
This is the case.
Motion to adjourn.
My motion is to rescind.
You don't have the floor. That motion there is not recognized. You can do it at the next meeting, you can do it at this one.
Can I get a second on that motion?
No, that motion is not recognized.
It's part of.
It's not recognized. And you cannot tell a county employee who's, that they cannot use a county vehicle.
We made a motion for you to use.
You made a motion for me to take it home, and I'm not gonna take the vehicle home.
What you been doing?
I've been doing it because I had the authority to do it. When I get ready to go from
That's
the
why my
county.
motion is to make
Well,
sure.
you can make a motion that he can't do, I can't have 24-hour access to it. Okay, have a motion to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion is adjourned, meeting is adjourned.
Hey, hey, I'll be going live at 8:45 for a recap. I'll be going live at 8:45 for a recap. All right. We'll talk about it. See you guys soon at 8:45.